Yeah,
these
yeah,
questions.
yeah. I think we're on.
So I
Welcome
was
back
saying
to
this.
all.
So,
Welcome back to
Mr.
all.
Murthy,
We have started recording, and this is Professor
so
Iyer on my show, the Enfra Show, where we try to discuss almost all the aspects of the economy. And today, the time is for the democracy, the constitution, and the right of the citizen, and what are our legal rights. And we have two eminent luminaries from the legal fraternity, Advocate Vinod Thayade, practicing in the Bombay High Court, and also he has practiced in the Supreme Court of India, and also Advocate Panika, a senior advocate from the Bombay High Court. So we have all of them together. And so some music is coming. Okay. So I again come back, Panikar Saab, from where we left.
I have
Exactly
left on the point of infringement of the IT Act and the introduction of the new amendment, which is infringing the freedom of expression guaranteed in the Constitution under Article 19. What was the subject to which you were asking my view about it? So as I
Right.
said, because of the increase in the social media interaction, a number of
Right.
communication takes place.
Right.
And some of the communications are idiotic, some of the communications are intellectual. It all depends on
Correct.
the person who communicates. But the basic thing what has feared, I told you, is that because the political power, they feel that some section of the other political parties are creating an IT group and sending messages across, and that is going to affect their possibility of winning the next election. Could be one of the reasons why this has come. But at the
Right.
same time, I would say with a louder noise that there should not be an infringement on the freedom of expression unless and until it is touching somebody's private rights or it is affecting the internal security of the nation.
Right.
I have got a right to criticize Mr. Murugesan, Mr. Taude, Mr. Gopal Krishna Iyer, or Mr. Murthy. That is the freedom which the Constitution gives to me. And
Exactly.
if you remember when Justice Chandrachud has taken up the petition of the Republican TV owner Arnab Goswami,
Right, sir.
he has categorically said that expressing the view through the media is not affecting any other criminal activity for which he can be charged, and he ordered him to be released immediately from the Taloja jail. That is
Yeah.
why the judges are having a pivotal role in protecting our constitutional rights. I should mention to you here about the Irish Constitution. Under Irish Constitution, every judges are invested with the obligation of protecting and enforcing the rights of individuals under the provisions of Bunch Reach, that is the European Union fundamental rights. The
Right,
judges
sir.
are given that power. Something of that should come into it. Today, what is the problem? Now, suppose Mr. Gopalakrishnan Iyer has come out with this webinar. In our panel discussion, there may be some point which may not be liked by somebody who is in power.
Correct.
Can Mr. Iyer be immediately dealt with an FIR that you have infringed the IT Act, let him be put behind the bars, and after 24 hours he will be brought before the court, and the court will say, let the public prosecutor say what does he want to say. Police will say that I want to investigate. His days under incarceration has already begun. Can anybody
Correct.
return this voice? Nobody.
Absolutely.
So my view is that the judges should be able to, it should be given this kind of a power which is provided in the Irish Constitution to protect the rights of individuals and provisions for the individuals. And before they're proceeded, they take their permission. That is what is
Correct.
important. That is what is important. That if you want to prosecute me, so tell the Granite judge. Today, filing an FIR is not that very difficult because one who is in power will tell the police station, file an FIR against him. He can't refuse because he'll be immediately transferred.
Exactly.
And he will be put into a non-executive post.
Exactly.
That
And
is the
more,
biggest problem.
and I tell you, the unfortunate part is the law-keepers themselves are not aware about constitutional rights. See, one of the things I want to comment here is, even in with due respect to the additional judicial magistrate, what has happened, most of them do not even look at the constitutional book before pronouncing a judgment. And
Judgment.
therefore, they send most of the people behind bars. So there is a issue of jail instead of bail, because the additional judicial magistrates are sometimes not in a position to, because the sections that are put are on right, left, and center sections will be put by the police station. And then the person will say, oh, these sections are there, no investigation is there. And without investigation on allegations, a person reaches the jail.
Mr. Iyer, I should say here that whenever a person is produced before the magistrate, the public prosecutor on behalf of the prosecuting agency, that is the police station, puts up an application, what is called as a remand application. It has
Yes.
been my experience that the learned judges are supposed to ask the person brought before them several questions. Number one, are you treated properly in the police station? Police station already
Correct.
instructed you, एक भी शब्द बोलेगा तो तेरे को अंदर कर देगा. So you
Correct.
will not speak. Second thing, they are asked, do you have any medical issues?
Right.
And whether you have been communicated to any one of your relatives that you are already, they have to check the station diary. They don't do it.
Exactly.
Exactly,
Secondly,
sir.
they don't read the remand application.
Correct.
So many at a
Right.
times when I used to appear in the magistrates court of the bail, I used to request the learned judges, kindly show me, can I go through the remand application? Some people oblige. And then I pointed out, sir, that is what is written there. Then the yes, that is correct. And then in one case, he granted the bail immediately, but he did not do it by himself.
Correct.
There is a lack of responsibility on the magistrates not to look into there is a responsibility that they should look into the liberty, as rightly pointed out by Mr. Iyer. The constitutional provision of right to liberty, Article 21, should be perfectly known to the learned magistrate, because the liberty of the person at that particular point of time rests with
Correct.
the learned magistrate. He decides
Exactly.
whether he should be incarcerated. So
Exactly.
therefore,
Now,
we need a lot of reforms.
Right. So this is the point, Naidu, I want to come back to you. See what happens. The fundamental right in the Article 21 itself is being on a regular basis violated at a junior court or a lower court in India. What is the remedy for that? Almost
Irony, Professor, is now it reached up to 2020 when the court in categorical terms said that in bailable offences there is no need of formal application for bail.
right.
But much water has flown right from 1950 till 2020.
I know.
The regular practice was even in a bailable offences, the requirement of bail application was there. Then it was a mockery. And Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer's judgment in very categorical terms said that only jail in heinous offences,
Correct.
and don't put under trials to Agni, and don't allow them to don't actually allow the system to suffer them when they are under trial. That would
Right.
amount to punishment without trial. Because in criminal jurisprudence, every accused is not guilty
Right.
unless proven, unless proven
Absolutely. In the
guilty
court of law. Exactly.
after full-fledged trial, after leading an evidence. He is
Correct.
treated like an innocent. Means
Exactly.
except heinous crimes,
Exactly.
those who are underground jail terms, means innocent citizens are suffering imprisonment without trial.
That is the point I'm coming to. That is happening
Yeah,
on a regular
that is
basis
happening.
now.
Therefore, now the time has arrived to set a guidelines in view of Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer's judgment
Correct.
that unless there is a heinous crime, you cannot stray the under trials in jail terms beyond a particular point.
Correct.
Now we are observing that charge sheets are being filed and the under trials are behind bar.
Sir, one of the things is, I will now come to the next point, because these 3 points, the issue of liberty comes in the forefront. using laws like the UAPA and other type of laws, including the sedition laws, it has been found that continuously these are being misused, and by putting this, national security issues brought into person, especially, I'm telling you, I am a media person. So I wish to say that most of the media persons are suffering in many of the cases. See, whenever they have written against, I would say, a regime, I'm not saying current regime, but even the past, it must be happening. But today it's happening even more and more. And it seems that the freedom of expression, as far as the general freedom of expression is concerned, is one. But here, it's a right to practice, which is under the Constitution, is also a right to practice. A right to practice for a journalist today. And when he comes up with certain facts, he is being put under defamation, under UAPA and other things. So many are behind bars. So our learned lawyer, Panikkar Sahib, talked about Arnab Goswami. But I tell you, I don't find, as a journalist colleague, I didn't find Arnab's way of talking. It was completely violent at times, on the television. But there are other people who have not used such language, and yet for simple thing, like, questioning somebody, they are behind bars. There are journalists from Kerala, there are journalists from several other places who are actually foisted in false cases, and they're all in different prisons, maybe in Uttar Pradesh, maybe in some other states, and things like that. So Panikkar Sahib, first, what is your view on this?
In this, one more thing I wanted to add, Professor Iyer, that many at times, once an FIR is registered, the most bravery act, the most courageous act which Indian police do is to go and arrest him.
Soup,
Arrest him. That is that is the power of investigation.
Yeah.
Whereas the Supreme Court has categorically mentioned in Joginder Singh's case versus UP, it is not necessary to
Correct.
arrest the accused for all those offences, as rightly said by my friend Mr. Vinod Taide. Only in the heinous offences that could be done. Now, why you tell me why the investigating agency cannot file an FIR, investigate the offence scientifically, and put up a charge sheet? Or
Exactly.
then tell the magistrate that I have investigated this FIR. There is no substance.
Absolutely.
What
Correct.
fun you get by putting Mr. Gopalakrishnan Iyer behind the bars because there is an FIR.
And this
You
is exactly what is
investigate.
happening.
So that at least we can reduce the crowd in the jail. In Arthur Road jail, that is running 8 times the capacity of what they can lodge. There is a inhumane conditions in that.
Absolutely.
Why the police should arrest the accused immediately after an FIR is lodged, unless it's a case of murder, unless it is a case of rape, unless it's a case of an attempt to murder, unless it is a case concerning the internal security or a terrorist act. And the rest of the cases are concerned, they must investigate. Now, tell me one thing, Mr. Vinod Taide is now proceeded by the police under a false complaint of an FIR. He is a permanent citizen of the country. He has put more than 20 years of practice in the Bombay High Court. Whether he will not be available for the trial? Is it difficult to trace him? You keep a surveillance on him. You keep a surveillance on him. And you put up at the charge sheet. They don't want to investigate. What is the bravery of the police? Arrest a person and put him behind the bars till the bail their pocket. They are very, 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 very hot, and thereafter it subsides. Charge sheets are not filed for years. So therefore, the only remedy, a fastest judge, the fastest judicial intervention is absolutely necessary. I must say here one small thing. There we had a judge by the name Justice Hospet Suresh in the Bombay High Court. In one of the matters, then when Municipal Corporation Greater Bombay was litigated by the litigant not to demolish his structure, can you believe he gave a telephonic order? Stop it. Because he knew that if he passes an order, by the time it will get signed, by the time when the party will get a certified copy, the structure will disappear. This is what is called justice.
Correct, sir.
You should be able to deliver justice. Otherwise, the justice delayed is as good as justice denied. Now tell me one thing, Gopalakrishnan Iyer or Mr. Murthy Saab, what is the dignity attached to you Once you go behind the bars on a false accusation and come out after some time, now I am released, but your dignity is gone. And
Correct.
who will pay for it? Who will pay for it?
Correct,
They
sir.
say that you can go for a malicious prosecution on against the state only after the conclusion of the trial.
How
Means
is
you
it
should wait
possible?
another 20 years for, by the time we do not know whether we are alive. This is the mockery of the thing. This should be corrected. There should be a number of judicial reforms, especially with respect to Article 14, 19, and 21. The most right to life is included there.
Yeah.
Right, sir.
And all the authorities in power should take this into consideration. We the people, we are the citizens. We the people should be given what is given by the framers of the constitution to us, which is adopted on 26th of November 1949, which came into force on 26th of January 1950. Otherwise, the letters in the constitution will be redundant. It will be
Correct.
of no use. We have
Correct,
a
sir.
colorful constitution written beautifully, 395 articles, so many rights, so many duties, everything. Unless it is practically acted upon, what is the use, sir? You and I will suffer. We need to change this.
Mr.
Sir,
Suresh
that means,
Kumar,
that means we need lower court judges to be much more understand the constitution and its spirit very well and
Exactly.
act accordingly.
Exactly.
What I say, that's what we need to put into the practice, which is missing today, sir.
Exactly.
Along with the police.
Their
along with the
training,
police.
they should be trained in
training,
such a
proper
way.
training.
The training
Yes,
should be
sir.
given in such a way.
Yeah.
Many,
Absolutely.
I have seen a number of high court, these lower court judges. When it is my personal experience, when I cite
Yeah.
a judgment, sir, this is the judgment of the High Court and the Supreme Court with respect to this issue of granting him bail. Mister, you do one thing, you show this to the High Court and Supreme Court.
My goodness.
Right.
Now, what I will tell now.
Oh.
Now, what the judge says, the judge does not get a punishment for giving a wrong judgment.
That's a problem, sir.
Judge
That's
does
what
not get
happened
a-
in the,
what the law
that's what
says that
happened in the Mutation case.
what the
That's
law
what
says.
happened in the Mutation case for 3
We are
years.
we were unhappy with the lower judge, go to the higher court. But what about the wrong he has committed? Murugesan
Sir.
is accused of having committed some wrong thing and he has been punished. He has been deprived of his service.
Yes.
That is the issue. So
Right.
we need
Sir, that means-
eminent, knowledgeable judges who respects the constitution, who understands the constitution, the essence
defends
of the
it.
constitution.
Absolutely.
And defends the constitution.
Exactly.
And defend the
Members of
constitution and the people.
Expected
Because we are
that
we
it
are
should be
governed by the
executed
constitution.
with honesty.
We
Now
are
Yeah,
the
yeah, that's the word. With
honesty in
honesty
this
is the word.
system- honesty in this
Absolutely.
system is lacking. Unfortunately, to run a system properly, the basic ingredient is honesty.
Right, sir.
Vinod,
Correct,
I will
sir.
say, I will give you a small incident with respect to the honesty what you said. When there was a divan in the state of Kerala, it is prior to the independence. So divan had a lot of powers. So they had appointed one particular judge, and there was complaints of corruption against him. So the divan called him, said, and he understood there is corruption. So what he used to say, he used to take money from both the sides. From the plaintiff as well as the defendant, he used to take the money. And he told he used to write 2 judgments with the equal force.
My God.
And the early morning, he goes for his morning puja, and he used to keep both the judgments in front of the God and ask the God which I should deliver.
My
And
God.
whichever he touches, that judgment is delivered, and the money which he has taken from the other side is returned. Sir, this is justice. I did both the sides justice, but the God wanted this. This is not my fault. And this is not a joke. This is an article which is there in the Supreme Court cases, a article section. It is there. It is written, and I have read it.
Mind-boggling.
Why? That's a very,
Mind-boggling.
very
That
interesting,
revelation is
sir.
mind-boggling. It's not in
So
the
that's-
public discourse. Today in
that
our
is-
program,
yeah.
it has come.
That is the
Yeah.
honesty. That is the honesty, Mr. Taide.
So, sir, I have,
In
in
the
one
name
second,
of
because we
God.
will continue this discourse maybe forever, because you're a beautiful panel, this one. I would continue maybe in another 2-3. But today I want to bring one question, when we have went to that word secular and socialist, I want to make one segment, sir, see, on a serious note. So the word secular and socialist, see, I find no reason that these words can be ever removed. In fact, even if they were added later, I find a very reason that these words must be adhered to, because there is no constitution in the world which is non-theocratic or which is neutral, other than the Indian constitution, which is predominantly a neutral constitution, and we are a unique country. And this I've been discussing with my European friends, because I come from a non-legal fraternity. I come from a very social fraternity, fighting on climate change, fighting on climate action, fighting on renewable energy. So what we find is the Indian constitution, many of them tell us, it's a beautiful constitution you have, but why you are not able to implement it? Even our Bhutnis have taken so much of it from the Indian constitution. Simply they have taken the best out of us, and they are delivering great results with a carbon negative economy and things like that. And they have, I would say, more than GDP. They talk of gross national happiness. So things are more, I would say, it's not a simple thing that there is a constitution and things happen. Everything works around what framework we have given. So under this structure, it's a beautiful, I would say it's like a bouquet, this country, and our only granth, according to me, is the constitution. No Bhagavad Gita, all these are our own personal granths. Bhagavad Gita, the Quran, I would say the Bible, and also, let us say, the great Granth, Guru Granth Sahib, all of these, any Granth of religion are the Granth for our personal consumption. But the constitution is the Granth of a nation called India. Now, if that is our Granth, now how do we ensure that this secularism and, this particular socialism, they are adhered to? Socialism, I tell you, I always criticize some of my friends, because I am on both sides and I keep talking to all sides, and I will tell you, Antyodaya, somebody came and told me, I said, Antyodaya is a socialist ideology, although it comes from the right, because Antyodaya means rise of the last mile, rise of the last mile. Now, this cannot be called anything other than socialist. So those proponents in the current regime who go on talking about the fact that they should remove this word, I want to tell them Antyodaya itself is a socialist psychology. Although
Absolutely.
it's the right? There's
Yes.
nothing called right, left, or center. There's only one idea called India. If you're true to
Absolutely.
that
And
idea,
if we
how
exclude
can
these
you
two
oppose
words,
the ideas of secularism and socialism? I'll give you the great Vajpayee statement. Vajpayee said, I'm against pseudo-secularism. He never went
Yeah.
against secularism. And I want to tell here that the party, whether the Congress or every party, has put the charter of secularism when it goes and registers itself as a political party. So what is the problem that suddenly there is a big problem with the word secularism? And I don't see any defense. I'm critical here. I don't see Congress defending it. I don't see BJP trying to say we fought pseudo-secularism under Vajpayee ji and we are not against secularism. There is no word like this. It's something like, we want to make a theocratic state. Some kind of thing has come in now. Now, this is the danger our democracy faces. That is our first.
rather each and every political party got registered while
Yes.
taking a oath that they will
Oath.
follow the Constitution of India
Exactly.
and the PMA. And if we exclude these two words, socialist and secular, these two features are the face of our nation.
Correct.
If we exclude these two words, we will lose our face,
Correct.
our identity in the whole world. And basically, the secularism is in our blood.
Exactly.
Each and every individual, irrespective of caste, creed, and religion, they have their own friends.
Right.
They
Now,
enjoy
I'll tell
meal.
you, I will tell you
But
some counter.
when
Some
they
people
talk
have.
politically, they raise this issue. But
I
in
will tell you,
personal,
I'll tell you, Taidasab, some of our friends go and say, "Nahi, we were already secular." Like, for example, they will say, Hindus to secular thing. So I am a born Hindu. So by virtue of it, I agree, we will be secular. But they say there is no need to put the word. So this is like, the word, there is a Hindi word, which is say, Atishokti Purna Varnan, adjective on top of adjective. But I'm telling you, sometimes it is important to put adjective on top of adjective, like it is fantabulous, marvelous. We will have to qualify. We will have to qualify. And so I don't see any reason. See, the time has come, according to me, for assertive secularism. because that is only keeping us together as an idea of India. You know,
Correct.
I will progress further in my future discussions on this, but I want Panikkar Sah's view on this. Very important.
See, I have to admit and I have to agree that these two words, despite having introduced subsequent to the original constitution,
Right, sir.
in today's world, in today's scenario, I must say both these words should be there permanently.
Correct.
It is not there. We cannot imagine the repercussion that would cause to a number of our Indian citizens, because then they will say that ours is not a secular nation. Then
Exactly.
if you are not a secular nation, then what we are?
Exactly.
Then the politician will define that then we are this kind of a nation. Do you
Right.
mean to say you should shut out the rest of the people who does not agree with the definition of that particular political party? No. These two words, that is socialism, should remain, secularism should remain. We are Indians. We are not Madrasis. We are not Marathis. We are
Correct.
not Gujaratis. We are not Telanganas. Nothing. We are Indians, one word.
Right, sir.
So therefore, we do not want, as far as a religion is concerned, Mr. Iyer, I know, Mr. Murthy, I know, both of you are Brahmins. We have
Right.
no problem. We have no problem. Whatever religion you follow, it is your personal reason. But
Right.
when it comes to you and I as citizens, we are at the same level. We are at par. Therefore, under any circumstances, the socialism and secularism should not go away from the constitution. It should remain in the preamble as it is. Otherwise, the repercussions will be unimaginable.
Right, sir. So the other point, you know, when we come to that point, we have come to an agreement that the sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic structure is a permanent structure and it cannot be fiddled with. It cannot be played with. It's very clear because we cannot go with the ideology of the political parties because the larger ideology, as I said,
I will go one step ahead. Now it
Haji,
will cover under the basic structure of Constitution of India,
right,
which cannot be changed as per the judgment in Swami Keshwanand Bharati's case.
Yes,
Right,
perfectly.
sir.
Once it is included in the preamble by way of 42nd Amendment, in my
Correct.
humble opinion, now it is a basic structure.
Yes.
And
And
now
nobody can
in
touch it.
Keshwanand Bharati's
Absolutely.
judgment,
Absolutely.
this cannot be changed.
Right,
And if it
Absolutely,
is
sir.
changed, it will be ultra virus.
right.
Perfectly.
So I'm very happy today that with this discourse today, at least we have set the first two episodes here so that people can really get to 3 episodes. In fact, you know, literally 45 minutes, so that people will, those who will watch this further, you know, on the YouTube and other areas, they get a perspective of what we are facing. I'm not saying that this is full and complete. This is an ongoing discourse. And I would have this particular team again, maybe in the next week or the week after that, depending on the convenience of all of us. And I'm very thankful to Advocate Vinod Tayade, Advocate Suresh Kumar Panikarji, PVS N. Murthy, and also our great friend, you know, N. Murugeshan, who has come, because I have a 3-part episode on the Murugeshan case itself, which will be also loaded tonight. So I'll be sharing with you those 3 episodes and this 3 very important episodes, which actually clarified how important is the fundamental structure of the Constitution, how important are these Article 14, Article 19, and Article 21, and also read in conjunction is very important because many times we read them separately, but probably read in conjunction is even more important because they are an interconnect between these as well. So thank you once again, our eminent panel here, and namaskar. And I hope India
Thank you very much.
remains acceptable and good to all. With that
Thank you,
wish and
Professor.
prayer, we take
Thank
a
you,
leave
Professor.
today from all of you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you very
Iyer.
much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
all the
Professor.
panelists. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Vinod
Thank you,
Tayade,
Suresh
Mr.
Kumarji. Thank you,
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
Vinodji.
you. Thank you, all of you. Thank you,
Thank you, Murthy.
Murthy ji. Thank you,
Thanks,
Mr.
Professor.
Iyer. And thank
Thank
you,
you, sir.
Mr.
Thank you.
Murugeshan, also in his absence. I'll
Right.
take a
Great
leave.
discussion,
Thanks, sir. Thanks.
and we enjoyed it a lot.
Even I should say the
Right,
same.
sir.
Really,
Right.
sir.
Chalo, see you all.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Chalo.
Bye.